What is going on, you guys? Blaze over here, Blue Chip Athletic Club podcast, and we're coming to you from lovely Louisiana. While I'm here on a deployment again with another episode of Overtime. Today, we're going to talk for 5 to 10 minutes about a small health topic that I think is really important. We're going to try and do these once a week, something like that, to where we can be a little bit more regular, especially with me doing the amount of renovations that we're doing on the house. I feel like I've got a duty, one, to get on my health soapbox, and then two, to continue to deliver you guys some valuable information, even when I don't have my full kind of, we'll call podcast setup there at the house. So we're gonna roll with this, see how it goes over the next couple weeks, couple months, and see if it's successful. But today I just want to talk a little bit about macronutrients, calories, and micronutrients. So we've had a couple guys that I just recently started to fly with down in the Florida area that have been asking a lot of health questions in the plane, and I think they're pretty relevant for a lot of people. And we're going to talk about, I'll kind of say, the gold standard of nutrition topic, which is weight, the way you look in the mirror, and the way that your clothes feel, and what's called digestion. And I like to break those three things down into three subcategories. One of them is going to be caloric intake. So for everybody else that lives on planet Earth, there's one thing that determines your weight over time, and that's going to be calories in versus calories out. The law of thermodynamics is undefeated. Now, we can go through ways where you can make those laws more efficient, but at the end of the day, 2,000 calories is 2,000 calories. And it's really important to understand the number on the scale is going to be linked to the calories that you take in and the calories that you burn in the day. So let's say, for example, you're somebody who is 180 pounds. You decide that you're going to take in 2,000 calories a day. And if that's the case, and we'll talk through your activity levels, but let's say your activity levels are 0 and you sit there and the only thing using your calories in the day is your brain, and that burns 1,800 calories over time, or your brain, your normal bodily functions will say, oh, there goes my watch saying that I'm done with my movement today. If you take that, 1,800 calories that your body burns, they call basal metabolic rate, i.e. at rest, as well as the calories that your brain and other bodily functions burn, and you're over by 200 over time, you're going to gain weight over time. It's essentially just a balance beam of what that looks like. And in contrast, if you're somebody who is taking in, under that, you take in 1,600 calories over time, you're probably going to lose weight. Now, there are other facets and other things that are going to kind of come into play. Metabolic rate, as you start to go, your weight in general. Heavier people burn more calories, but just to keep things really, really simple, calories determine your weight, determine your mass on the scale. Which brings me to phase 2. Phase 2 is the way that you look in the mirror and the way that your clothes fit. Now, a lot of people think that calories determine that, and I would say to a degree, yes. It's hard for you to be a 400-pound person who looks shredded in the mirror. I'm sure that those guys exist. Maybe I just don't know any of them. But in general, if you're somebody who is trying to change the way that you look in the mirror, and you're not necessarily super concerned with the number on the scale, which I'd say is a very small amount of people, what it's going to take is going to take an understanding of macronutrients. Macronutrients determine how you look. So in our previous example, let's say person A takes in 2,000 calories of gummy bears, and person B takes in 2,000 calories of lean protein, produce, and water. They are going to look drastically different. We all kind of know this. It's pretty simple for you to identify the person who is eating well and is 180 pounds, and the person who is eating like dog shit and is 180 pounds. I think it's really important to kind of have an understanding of what protein carbohydrates and fats do for you, and have a real good understanding of, hey, where do I start? If you're somebody who wants to have good lean muscle mass, you're on a movement routine, or even if you're not on a movement routine, I think it can be really helpful to use some really simple math to help get you kind of to, we'll call your goal weight, your goal physique. I like to kind of start off, 1-ish gram, usually somewhere between 0.7 and 1 gram per pound of body weight that you weigh. So for me, I'm a 200-pound dude. We'll keep the math super simple. I want to get in and around 200 grams of protein in a day, lean protein source, supplementation, you name it. It's about kind of finding ways that you can make it work for you. So that was phase 2. Phase 2 is your macronutrients determine how you look. Your calories, as a recap, determine how much you weigh. And then phase 3 is your micronutrients, and those determine how you feel. And micronutrients, we'll call your vitamins and minerals, those things that help determine, like, hey, how well are you pooping? What is your, are you regular? Are you not? Do you have like bubble guts? Do you have other GI issues? How is your hormone production? I think a lot of these things are kind of overlooked, but a lot of that comes down to the micronutrients that you're getting in your body, whether you have enough of those coming in so where you can function properly. How are you sleeping? A lot of these things will come down to your micronutrient intake, as well as your body's ability to kind of handle those micronutrients as well. So if you're somebody who is not eating enough vegetables or fruits, or hey, maybe you're somebody who struggles to sleep or something like that, sometimes that can come down to your micronutrient intake. It can obviously be a lot of things, but if you're able to take in the right amount of micronutrients, you're able to take in enough in that way, you can be really effective in that. You can start to feel better. You can start to improve your digestion, improve the way that your GI tract works. And a lot of that too can help you feel more energized, more motivated, and increase even hormone production as well, with your body kind of firing on all cylinders, almost like lubricant for the rest of your body to kind of work the rest of it. So again, quick recap. I like to keep these episodes under 10 minutes. We're at 7.5 right now, so we're getting close. Calories determine how much you weigh. Macronutrients determine how you look. Micronutrients determine how you feel. I'll say we partner with the guys at First Form because they make awesome products, and we utilize their stuff from protein powders to green supplements. So if you guys need help in any of those ways, feel free to hit me up. I'll send you some links for some things that will help you look, move, and feel your best day to day when it comes to your diet. Remember, everybody's got to eat, and there's ways that you can do it to make your diet work for you versus you work for your diet. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, you don't stop playing because you get old. You get old because you stop playing. Peace.